The only thing I got from the fire, the file cabinet that I had in my home office, it blew out of the apartment and landed across the street. And the only thing that I got out of there, and I think it's just really funny, were my degrees, actually. I guess God really does want me to pay my student loan bill. That's kind of how I looked at that. Now, what do you think the two most common customer service complaints are? Whether you're talking about public sector or private sector, what do you think the most common complaints are about customer service? It was rude, dismissive, and unconcerned. That was the first one. Here's the other part, incompetence. What I loved about the IRS and Liberty Mutual when I was in that awful place in my life, they were the bridge that carried me across. I could, in fact, make life decisions based on the information that they gave me. Other times where we need you to be the bridge to carry us across, frankly. So with that being said, I want to encourage you to get tipsy. What keeps you from getting tipsy with the people you serve? The fire happened February 23rd. Well, January 10th, February 23rd of 2013. Be clear, keep that 2013 in your mind. Mid-January, I had just filed my 2010 taxes. Yes, I saw your eyebrow go up. That's exactly, yes. It was 2013 when the fire happened. A month before that, I had just filed my 2010 taxes. And I had stacks of paper for my 2011 and for my 2012. And while I was trying to figure out where I was going to live, since I filed that 3-year-old tax return, I knew I'd put myself on somebody's radar. So avoiding them probably wasn't wise anymore. So how many of you look forward to talking to the IRS? Anybody? Yes. That's how I felt. I was like, oh my God, not only am I going to be homeless, but I had visions of Wesley Snipes in my mind. And I'm like, I'm going to prison. I'm going to prison. So I called and I said, my house burned up and I lost all my documentation. I don't know what to do. Please don't arrest me and don't seize my accounts. And I'm on the phone completely losing it. And the person on the phone, she says, Miss Sutton, can you just breathe for me for a minute? And now you're laughing at me. She says, no, you're hysterical and I just want you to relax a little bit. I'm not here to make your life any harder than it already is right now. All right, hello. And as we're talking, she says, no, I understand. So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to put a freeze on the accumulating interest for your 2010 taxes. Is that okay with you? Sure. I'm also going to take off the penalties for 2010 and 2011. And I'm going to freeze 2011 and 2012, both in terms of the deadlines that is due, for 2011, the penalties, I'm gonna freeze that. And you're gonna work on getting all of that done by October sometime. Because that's where the 6-month cutoff is in general for the extension. So it was an extension for all the other 2 years that had to go. So thank you very much, and I'm gonna get that done. October comes around, I finally have a new place to live, but guess what I haven't done? Those taxes. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta call these people back because I'm trying not to go to jail again. So I call back, and the person I get on the phone was not the person I talked to in mid-March, April. And I'm committed to getting her back. No, her number was 544-689. I want to talk to her. Like, no, you don't have to talk to her. Any of us can help you. No. I want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to you because you don't understand my situation. No. Ms. Sutton, I assure you, I'm looking at your file right now. And the information, it's in the system. So I breathe in really, really deep because I just know this is not going to go well. Because sometimes you call places, the first person you talk to or one of the people you talk to gives you a set of information A. Then you call back, you get a different information, and then you call back yet again. Not only do you get altogether different information the third time, but you get a really different attitude. So I'm like, oh my God, my first person was phenomenal. This other person's gonna be useless, and they're probably gonna send the cavalry looking for me or something. So she says, so tell me what the deal is. And I explain, well, I'm trying to figure out how to file my taxes, but I don't really have the documentation. How am I going to do this? I pulled up some stuff that I could do with like debit cards and stuff, but kind of out of luck. And here's this other small part. I have a hobby where I do makeup for weddings, and those people pay me in cash. And I don't necessarily deposit all that money, but I do keep a ledger. And yeah, what am I gonna do? The lady says, you are going to actually create your financial record as best you can from memory. And then you are in fact going to submit an affidavit saying that you are not lying. You are in fact going to go from there to the fire official, and you're going to get all of the copies of the reports for every possible thing. You're going to get information from the newspaper. You're going to download everything you can find about your fire, and you're actually going to get that safe deposit box this time, because this is what you will need if you are audited. And you will get these tax returns done in a month. Won't you, Miss Sutton? Yes. Month comes. What had happened was I was working on it and I wasn't quite done because I did as much as I could do. But then I got cold feet and I decided to hire a tax preparer at the very last minute to look over what I had done because I was nervous and because I knew I was going to have to submit this affidavit. I was really, really worried that they were going to audit me, so I need to make sure everything that I did turn in was as right as possible because I am afraid of the IRS. I called back. I got a different person the third time. She says, you're in luck, Miss Sutton. I said, I just need about 2 more weeks. I don't know if you all remember this in 2013, but there was a fight within our government system, and the IRS was, as well as the whole federal government, is going to shut down. She said, life is good for you. So what you're going to do, you're going to get that in within about 2 weeks, and then it'll take us at least 2 weeks to get caught up from our backlog. And then it'll be the end of the year. Miss Sutton, I got to get you to get this in by the end of the year. I got it in.